it's Tawney. I am back in my old filming area because it's just easier with all the products I'm going to use. The newer one is probably just best for doing special videos, I guess, until I figure things out. I still have no idea, like, I'm just, it's, I don't know. I would say I'm flustered and I'm overwhelmed, but that's not really, like, I'm just, I'm just, you know. Um, yeah, I just kind of want to do a get ready with me, sit down and chit chat. I'm feeling a little bit blah right now. I've been having a good morning thus far. I'm trying to keep it going. I'm trying not to get myself too down. I had the weirdest dream, and it's been throwing me off all morning. I had seen my ex somewhere, and this is the dream. I had seen my ex somewhere, and I was with a friend and my mom or something like that, and we followed him back to his new apartment or something and found out that he's like doing really well for himself, whereas like when I was with him he like was mooching off of me and he had like no hopes and dreams and aspirations and like kind of a waste. Like I'm only saying that because that's how he always described himself, so it's not like I'm like intentionally trying to be mean. It's just words he told me at the time. But he like didn't really have anything going for him basically. So this whole dream thing is just kind of like surprising. So like he was doing really well for himself, and I remember in the dream a friend of mine had found what she thought to be almost extremely expired yogurt. I'm not quite sure what, like she wasn't living with him, but it was as if it was her yogurt. I'm really confused about this, but she gave them extremely expired yogurt and they didn't freak out like we expected, and I was like super happy because things were back to normal. And I woke up and I was just like, you're so dumb. Like things aren't going to ever go back to normal in that sense, if that makes sense, like with that whole situation. And I was just kind of like, you know, you just have to, like, that's just how it is. And like, I don't know, like, I woke up and maybe it was like closure for me. Like, I've already had my closure. I feel like I don't need any more. Like, I didn't get my answers, but like, I, like, what happened gave me the answers I needed to know. You know what I mean? Like put me in a place where I feel like I understand the situation now. It's not how I want to understand it, if that makes sense. Like what happened between us, I don't feel like is something that I wanted to happen, but now I feel like I understand that that's what happened, instead of just like, because I had always felt like I didn't know why things happened the way they did. I didn't understand why he broke up with me, why we were no longer together, because it was just so sudden. And then it was like, here I am, like struggling to understand everything. And I felt like I kind of knew, even though it wasn't like, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it without like saying it, and I don't want to say it because I'm trying not to cry. But this dream was just so weird, and it was like what I wanted, not like not now, not in like real me, but in the dream it was like what dream me wanted. And I just feel kind of dumb. Like they say that dreams make, like, there's some validity to them, and there's like your subconscious is trying to tell you things and you feel a certain way, and that's why you're having these dreams. And I don't want to feel that way. Trying not to cry because I'm doing my freaking makeup, but I have kind of come to the point that there's no third chances. I was stupid to give it a second chance, knowing everything that had happened, but I just thought that like things would be okay. Like if he came back, he wanted to come back, but no, he just wanted to come back for 2 days and then be gone again. And I don't understand that at all. Like, what did I do? What did I not do? Like, I don't, you know what I mean? There's my unanswered questions, you know? Like, I still don't feel like I got clarity in enough areas of this to understand, like, it's hard for me to move on. But, anyway, like, this whole dream thing, I'm kind of irritated with it. I know it's happening for a reason. I know I'm, like, feeling this way. And, stop crying. But it's like, I don't want to feel this way. I don't want to have dreams like this. Like, I'm finally feeling better and doing better and trying to move on. That's the biggest thing. I'm just trying to move on. I'm trying to find somebody new. I'm trying to put myself back out there, trying to get, you know, I want somebody better. And I hate to say this because I still love that person, but he was not good for me. I realize now that he was your typical bad boy, and I don't want that. Me as a person, looking back a year ago when we first met, I feel like I should have seen the signs. Our first date was a big red flag, but stupid me was so naive and insecure and vulnerable and just wanted somebody to love me. So I was in that relationship, and I'm trying not to cry. I want to look pretty. I don't want to look like a mess. I don't want this video to be me sitting around crying the whole time, because that's not why I wanted to film the video. I'm sorry, guys. But yeah, like, I know that dating apps aren't the right way to go. I know that. I know it's kind of a, like, you know, you do it and you either meet weirdos or you meet people that just want hookups, and I'm not interested in either. But, like, that's where I had met, you know, him. And I just kind of was like, you know, I met somebody that was good, you know, things were okay for a year. Maybe not so great, but, like, I had found someone, and I'm like, maybe I can find another. And, like, you know what I mean? And I'm just, and my whole thing is, like, I'm just trying to put myself out there. And because of this whole stupid virus, and I'm not trying to spout my views, I'm just saying it's stupid because I'm mad about everything that's happened because of it. But, like, it's hard to meet new people. It's hard to go places. Like, I'm trying to put myself out there. And a friend of mine told me, like, don't be desperate. Don't, you know, try too hard, because guys can pick up on that. And that's kind of a scary thing, that, like, they don't prey on you, but basically they do prey on you. Like, they see that you're vulnerable and you're weak and you want something, and they're like, oh, well, we'll go and, like, be that for them, but also expect sex and, like, all this, like, stuff that I'm not comfortable with and don't want to give, and, you know, like, something I don't want out of a relationship. And it's kind of hard, because here I am trying to get back out there, trying to do something, you know, trying to feel more like, you know, and then it feels like it's like, don't do it, you know. And I kind of feel like it might be too soon, but then part of me is like, no, it's not too soon. Like, if you want it, go get it. Like, if this is something you're, you know, like, if this is what I want to do and this is the direction that I want to take my life, I should be able to do that without feeling so, like, you know what I mean? It's just, I don't know. I'm just rambling in this video, honestly. Giving dating advice, basically. Don't date the bad guy. I read all these books on Wattpad, and it's like the bad guy changes. My bad guy changed for the worse. I should have known. There were so many red flags that should have told me that this wasn't a good thing. Like, I have a stable relationship with my family. He did not. I had family that loved me. He had, like, two people that really cared. I have a good relationship with my sister. He didn't really have a good relationship with his brother. Not trying to, like, call out his faults, but it was just, like, things that I care about in my life, he did not. And there was no, like, for him, he wanted to get a job, but he didn't really have, like, any direction for his life or what he was going to do if he got a job and things like that. And here I am at 24 years old getting a master's degree to try and better my life, to give myself a more, like, more direction for my life. And I'm just thinking, like, I need to be with someone who has goals for their life, because that's something, like, especially at my work, we push that people should have goals, so that way it keeps them moving in a forward direction. I don't feel like he did. And that's something that, like, I realize is what I want in a person. I want someone that, like, their life's just not stagnant. And I'm feeling right now, with everything that I've been going through and my thoughts that I've had lately, I need someone that has forward progression. Because if we're just staying still and not moving forward, there's nothing happening, I can't do that. Like, because right now in life, I don't know if I want to stay where I am, area location wise, or if I want to move somewhere. I currently live in, like, it's a somewhat of a city. It's not really, like, a big city at all, like, by any means, but, like, I live in somewhat of a city. I live in a small town outside of the city. There's, like, country areas here and there. That's not my life. That's what the, you know, ex had been, and I'm not up for that. I've kind of realized, dealing with, you know, depressive thoughts, that being so secluded from people is not good for me. And I don't know if that's just because I'm by myself right now. I think maybe if I were to have someone else with me to keep me company, like, you know, a boyfriend or, you know, spouse, partner, whatever, to be there for me. And like, if I was okay being with that person and that's how we were alone, maybe. But in my life right now, I can't do that. And that's something that I have to like take into consideration. I don't want someone that's like set in their ways. This is where they're gonna live for the rest of their lives. Like I can't do that anymore. Like it's almost overwhelming to think about staying in this area for longer than like the next 5 years. Like it just kind of feels claustrophobic. Like I'm trapped. And that's not like I'm not trapped. That's not the case. Like I'm not in a situation where I'm like I can't leave. But like again, I'm really close with my family, even with like my, you know, grandmothers and my aunts and, you know, cousins and all of that. Like we have a very close knit family. Like we all get together all the time. We always do things and sorry. And it just kind of like I don't want to leave that. I feel like right now I can't leave that with my situation. It's just not, I'm not ready to go and be away from all of that because I think it'll just put me like in a worse position and like I won't be doing okay, which that like it seems stupid to say, but honestly like I know myself and I know that's how I feel. But yeah, it's just like I just I feel like I should have my life together and I don't. And now that all of this, like ever since March was like the start of all the crap of when everything just went downhill for me. And ever since March, I feel like I have no idea what's going on. My life is so like screwed up. I don't have a clue what direction I'm taking, where I'm going, what I want to do. Like I honestly have no idea like what, you know what I mean? And it's so hard for me because I'm so like I need to know where I'm going, what I'm doing. I'm one of those like I don't plan where I'm going, but like I want to get there, you know? I'm just like I don't know. And it's so hard not knowing. That's my biggest thing. Like this with this whole virus. I don't know what's going on or what's happening. And I'm just like I don't know. Okay, back to makeup. I'm using the Odin's Eye Alva 2 eyeshadow palette and the Alva 2 Mini Force palette. I don't know why they're Alva 2. I don't know. I saw Angelica Oaks, or Angelica, on here on YouTube using these, and I feel like everyone, like, immediately rushed to get them. I mean, I don't feel like it was, like, a rush, like everybody's dying to get them, but I definitely, I definitely placed an order. It was more expensive than I wanted it to be, but this is a UK-based brand, I believe. Like, everything was in the UK currency type, and it was a little bit more expensive because I'm United States, but I don't care because it's makeup. And, like, it honestly wasn't overly expensive, but this is definitely more than I would normally buy, like, pay for an eyeshadow palette. Like, the bigger one was, I was gonna say, like, 30 some dollars maybe. $30 or $40, something like that. I don't really know for sure. I just kind of placed the order. My whole thing was like $50, and then I was like, okay. I don't, and then like the bill thing showed the UK amount, not the American amount. So I honestly still don't know what I paid. I have to check my bank statement. That's pretty much where I'm at with that. Just check the bank statement. Oh, I had a lighter shade. Oh, okay. And the big palette, I'm going in with coffee right now. There was no real transition shade, but then I looked down at the forest palette and then there's a little deer and it's lighter than this. So I'm going to go in with little deer and use that as a transition shade, even though it's a little bit deeper, but I'm just going to blend the heck out of it so it like it dissipates. But a coworker of mine, she knows all about the situation. I didn't tell all my coworkers because it like just timing and everything didn't work out. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh hey, I have a boyfriend. Oh hey, we broke up. Like that's just kind of how things worked. It's weird. I'm weird, I guess. But my one main coworker that I share an office with, I had told her all of this, like whenever I met him, like how he was doing job wise and all this stuff. And she didn't really understand. He had a record, which stay away from guys with records if you want to do something with your life because they're just going to hold you back. my opinion. Sorry if it offends anyone, but it's, for me, that is true for me. But I she knew everything, and she's been helping me deal with this. And she has a daughter that's about 30 or so, and she went through a really bad breakup. So she was kind of like, this is how you deal with it. It's going to take a while, all this type of stuff. Like, it'll be okay, that kind of thing. Like, she was my work mom. She's still my work mom, basically. She always offers me guidance. She's always, like, answering questions. She knows, like, everything that I need to know, basically. But, yeah, so we were talking, and I was like, I don't know how to get out there again. I want to start dating new people. I want to meet someone new that's good for me. And I kind of want this, like, I've been watching Twilight, so I think this is part of the reason why I feel this way. But I kind of want something that, like, just happens. I want to meet someone on the fluke, just randomly, like, oh, hey, you want to, like, stumbling into someone, like your typical Hallmark romance. Like, I want that. That's the kind of relationship. I don't want to be like searching for something and then be miserable if I find the wrong thing or whatever. Like, I just want something, like, I just want something, basically. I don't really know how to explain it. That's just how I'm feeling right now. Now I'm going in with Orange Bonbon. We're gonna hope for the best. But yeah, I'm just like in this place, and like I just kind of want something and want to meet somebody. And like part of me knows that I'm thinking that I want to meet someone just to make me happy and like to be that filler that I need in my life, like that fulfillment. And I know that's not healthy, but that's where I'm at in life right now. And that, like, it's just what I'm feeling. And I know it's stupid, honestly. I know it's stupid that, like, you shouldn't need someone to fulfill you. But right now, I'm struggling with, like, I go, I get home from my parents' house at, like, 9 or 10. And then I'm like, what do? I come home to an empty apartment. Like, I watch TV, I sit and play video games. Like, that's what I like to do. But it's like, I need something more. I feel like there's something missing. I feel like I'm not, like, things just aren't, like, I just feel stuck, lost. Like, that's just, the lost is how I'm feeling, basically. It's just like, I just don't know what, like, I don't know. And I feel like having someone else to text, to talk to. I've been talking to 2 guys, but then I didn't have feelings for the one, so that stopped. And I just kind of like had to be honest and just be like, look, I don't feel the same way. I don't want to keep this going and hurt you if this isn't how I feel. And that we kind of like, I just didn't feel comfortable keep talking again because I just felt like I had hurt him and I just didn't want to, like, I guess own up to that, which, like, it's stupid. I should. And then there was another guy that we just like fizzled out, and I thought that we really had a good connection, but no, it just didn't work out. Which is fine. It, like, those things happen. It just sucks that, like, you weed through the crap to find one good one, and then it, like, doesn't work out. It just, like, it sucks. But, so, yeah. So, I was like, I don't know how to get myself out. Back to my coworker. I was like, I don't know how to put myself out there. I don't know how to meet new people. Like, I want to meet new people. I want to, like, do things and go places. I want to do something that will get me to meet new people. That was my whole thing. Like, I want to do stuff in the area. I want to go places. I want to be one of those people that, like, there's a local band and I go to that thing, like, social distancely and wearing a mask and all that stuff. But, like, I want to go to these places and do these things so that way I can meet new people. So that way, even if I make friends, because right now I feel like I don't really have friends that I can, like, hang out with and, like, do things with, then it'll give me a chance to meet friends and stuff. And then that way, if they know people, whatever, like, it'll help me in that. And, like, she was just like, there's a car show coming up. It's today. I'm not going to it. I've kind of, like, made up my mind. But she's like, you could go to that. But then I'm thinking, I'm not super interested in cars enough to want to show up to this thing and be like, and meet new people. Because then I feel like the expectation is you're interested in cars. And she's like, well, interests can change. And I totally get that. I think that's totally true. But to me, like, I don't want to start off, like, lying. That's kind of how I'm, like, I'm not lying, but at the same time, like, that's how it feels to me. Like, I don't want to start off the relationship in that point. And I don't know what, it's pretty. So, like, I don't want to start off like that. Okay, I'm not using a glitter. So, like, that's my whole, like, that's where I'm stuck at right now. Is, like, I don't want to be in a relationship that's built off of, like, lie. Like, I could always tell the person, like, hey, you know, I'm not really interested in cars. I just did this to meet people. Like, I think they're interesting, and I'll show up and do, and, like, feign interest in something like this with you, but it's just not really what I'm interested in. And, like, I don't know. I don't want to start off that way. Not that I started off that way with the ex, but, like, I don't want to, like, that be the starter. You know what I mean? But I went in with Crystal on my inner, and then I'm going in with Spring Forest now in, like, my middle, just to try and, like, blend it. Because Crystal's a bit pink, and I'm trying to go for a very fall look. I think this looks really nice. These shimmers are really pretty. I was going to use Pop Rocks, but it's a glitter, and now I'm covered in glitter, and I regret my decision to touch it. Because now I'm like, no, I'm covered in glitter. But, like, it's hard to meet new people. It's hard to get out there. And my biggest fear is that, because I saw this with my ex, that he had been in a relationship for 4 years and things were not good for like 3 of those 4 years, if not more. They ended horribly bad. I can't go into specifics because it's none of my business and I shouldn't talk about it. But things ended horribly bad between the two of them. They don't talk. They don't have communication with each other, which is probably for the best. For her, it's for the best. Like, she needs to go and live her life and he needs to, like, GTFO. But, so it's like, I forget, like, what point I was trying to make there. What was the point? But, oh yeah, so he'd been in that relationship and things weren't good. So the whole time we were in a relationship, he just said, like, I don't want you to do this and I don't want you to do this, because it, like, it was bad things, like fighting and arguing and things like that. And it was just basically him saying, don't be her. And that's kind of, like, intimidating, especially because he was my first relationship, that, like, you're immediately telling me I can't do this, I can't do this, like, comparing me. And it finally got to the point that I was like, I'm not comfortable with being compared to your ex, because how does that make me, like, how are we supposed to have a good relationship and a good basis if I'm constantly being compared to that other person? And that's how I feel going into this new relationship. If, you know, if I were to meet somebody, what if I end up doing that? What if I end up being the person that starts comparing, that starts saying, oh, I don't like that you do this because my ex did this, or I like that you do this because my ex wasn't into this. Like, it's okay to admit those things to your other person, to, like, just kind of briefly mention, because, like, he liked country music and he played PlayStation and he didn't like that I played my Switch. Like, he one point told me I played my Switch too much, and it's like, you play your PlayStation all the freaking time. The Switch is what got me through quarantine. Like, I've been extremely depressed the last, like, 5 months, and you're telling me the one thing that helps is the thing that you hate the most? Like, that should, like, and that was something I found out, like, when we were, like, pretty much breaking up at that point. But, like, it's just, like, I can't compare myself, like, my relationship to a new one. I can't compare the new person to like that whole situation, and that person doesn't deserve to be compared to. And I completely feel that way after being put in that situation. I feel bad for the next person, for, like, my ex, because she doesn't deserve that, regardless of, like, how good or bad he describes me as. But because, like, a guy I meet doesn't deserve that, and I don't deserve that, to, like, it'll just be me living with my, like, living with all of, like, my past, and I'm trying to move on. And it's like, how can you move on if you're still, like, pining over this relationship that you're no longer in and haven't been in months? Like, that's something that I kind of need to work on with a future relationship, is understanding that, like, this new person is not going to be like these old people. My new relationship isn't going to turn out the same way. I'm not going to be, like, you know what I mean? Like, the person's not going to be nitpicky about things that make me happy. They're not going to make me feel like I have to do certain things or be a certain person. They're not going, if they're a good person and they're good for me, this isn't going to happen. And I kind of need to realize that and just kind of, like, see how the relationship is, honestly. I feel like that's the biggest thing, is just see, like, what, you know what I mean? Then I can, like, say, hey, I don't like that you do this, and then explain to the person, this is why I don't like that you're doing this. This is why I'm uncomfortable with this. This is why I don't, like, I want this to change. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like I'm offering relationship advice, and it's like, I don't really feel like I'm capable of doing that. My throat is really dry from talking. But so yeah, the hardest part right now is like putting myself out there and trying to meet new people, because in the times that we're in, it's so hard to meet someone new, to go anywhere. Like I feel like a smile is really what says a lot about a person, and we can't smile. Like you can, but you only see your eyes, you know? And that's kind of like, I don't know. Like I have plans to go shopping with my mom. I might convince her to go like clothes shopping, not just grocery shopping, and then go get something to eat or something, because it's kind of cold outside, so I think our groceries would last in the car. It got down to like 30 something degrees. Stupid me decided to sleep on the couch so I could watch The Office all night. And it was right beside the window with the air conditioner that like the air leaks in. And I didn't turn the heat on because there's air conditioners in the window, so like what's the point? Because the vents are right underneath the air conditioners, or at least one of them. So I was like, I'm not going to, like, you know, like it was kind of stupid. So I was like, I'm not going to turn the heat on. Well, then I froze because I slept right underneath the fan or the air conditioner. I don't want summer to end. And I think Tuesday is the 22nd when it's fall. I'm like almost depressed. Like I swear I'm going to get seasonal depression disorder. And I'm almost scared. Like, not just jokingly, but like scared of what's going to happen when winter comes and we're stuck inside. You can't go on walks because it's freezing cold, and I hate the cold, so this is going to be even worse for me. That like I can't go anywhere, can't do anything. Like I'm gonna have to clean off the deck myself if I'm still here at this apartment. I'm gonna have to clean off my car myself. Not saying that I can't do it, but like when I had my ex, he would do those things. Like he was nice enough that he would, like I would kind of like gripe enough until he did it, kind of a thing. But like then you can't go anywhere. If there's a snow day, you're stuck. Like, I'll enjoy it, but it's like that I'm alone. And there's nothing to do in winter, especially if the weather's bad, because you can't go anywhere, because you can't travel. Like, I have, you know, Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas, and then my birthday to look forward to. And it's hard because I don't have another person. Like, I want to do the whole, like, not so much apple picking and pumpkin, you know, going to get a pumpkin and stuff. But I kind of would like to do that. Like, that would be, like, this is a good time to be looking for a relationship or starting out a relationship, because then you can kind of, like, do those things, and they're good, like, date ideas and all this stuff. That is the fire whistle. But it's just, like, I don't have anyone yet. And it'd be nice if I could find someone to go and do those things with. So then that way I wouldn't be, like, so lonely. Like, I'd want to do it, but not by myself. And I don't have friends that I would, like, go and do that with, if that makes sense. Like, I just don't really know any friends that would be interested in doing that who don't have a boyfriend or a husband to already do that with. Because the women I work with are, like, either married or, like, in a hookup relationship, basically. Which, that's not what I'm interested in. And I think it's important that you know that about yourself, of like what kind of relationship you really want, because you don't want to go after something you're not comfortable with and then feeling like overwhelmed whenever you're like in it. You know what I mean? Okay. I feel like I look really pretty. So yeah, I could probably ramble some more, but the video is 28 minutes and I want to stop it now. Thank you so much for watching and listening to me ramble. I use the new Maybelline coffee thing, and my lips literally smell like a burnout birthday candle. I'm not complaining, but it's a little like, it's better than the coffee smell, honestly. It's not too much coffee that it's not overwhelming, but yeah. I'll leave what I'm wearing down below so that way you guys know. I don't do links because I don't have affiliate links or whatever, and I just like, it's too much work. I'm sorry. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so that others know that you're watching my videos, so that I can get myself out there. I'm trying to build my fan base, trying to get more people to be interested in my makeup and learning about me and like while I vent and talk, because I feel like it's very therapeutic, and maybe even watching makeup is therapeutic to you. So yeah, don't forget to ring the notification bell somewhere down below so you know when I upload. It's typically every 3 days, but sometimes I forget. Sometimes I just don't have a video planned. Sometimes I'm just not in the mood to wear makeup or try makeup on. This is the first time in a very long time that I've worn makeup. If you notice, most of my videos had been like declutters or talking about makeup, and I'd like to talk about makeup some more, but I feel like I need to be wearing makeup, because it's like, why do I have all this makeup if I don't wear it? So that's kind of where I'm at. Thank you so much for watching. yeah, I don't know what else to say. Thanks for being here. Thanks for listening to me vent. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.